Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence. Coming up today on HHS In Depth. Homestead teachers are currently testing out MacBooks as the first step in choosing the next laptop for students and staff to use. You'll find out more about it on today's show.
Along with the story of advice offered to Homestead underclassmen from our seniors prior to them graduating in a few weeks.
Plus, in sports, a first ever sectional championship for one of our spring sports teams. I'll tell you which team it was later on in Down to the Wire.
Those stories and more coming to you today only on HHS In Depth.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Hello, Homestead. I'm Sean Ross.
And I'm Anthony Garrett. And Sean, with one more year on our current contract of school-issued laptops, our computer tech workers are starting the process of choosing the product for the next round of laptops.
And for the first time ever at the high school level, an Apple product is in the running as a potential laptop to be used by students and staff. In fact, some teachers are getting to test them out the last few weeks of school this year.
Apple has come up with a pricing structure that does meet our budget requirements. And the one we're going to be looking at is the Apple Macintosh Air, MacBook Air. We're just going to try to see, will a Mac be a viable alternative to a Windows device? And if the answer to that is yes, then we'll pursue it further. But we got to first off answer the question, will it run, will it do what we need a laptop to do?
If SETS decides to implement MacBooks, they will be ready to assist with the changes that come with switching from Windows to Apple.
I think there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve on how to use a Mac. There are some different things that Mac does a little differently than a Windows system, but I think students are flexible, they're resilient, and so they'll adapt very easily. And from what I've been told in my own experiences, Mac is the tool of choice in the college level. And so why not see if it's a viable option at the high school level as well?
This testing is also to see how smoothly potentially switching from Dell to MacBooks would affect schoolwork.
That's the whole point of getting them to some of these teachers, is to test them out. Will it meet the needs? Will it run what we want them to run? The software and the hardware, and will it do what we need them to do?
SET says the new laptops will be in circulation starting for the 2024 to 25 school year, but the decision on which laptop they choose will be made by October. Be on the lookout for more information early next school year.
We've had the best weather of the semester this week, but will we continue to see the blue skies? Find out later in the show.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
2023 graduates, please note that on Friday, June 30th, your SACS account will be deactivated. Please make sure that all email contact information and archived emails have been moved to a personal email account and all of your Homestead Google Drive files moved over to your personal Google Drive prior to the date. After June 30th, there will be no way for you to get access to anything or get anything back from your Homestead Google account.
Seniors, if you do not plan to attend the graduation ceremony on June 11th, please notify Ms. Bonneff at the email address shown here or simply call 431-2209 by May 26th.
Seniors, please make plans to pick up your diploma on either June 20th or June 21st between 10:45 a.m. and 2:45 p.m. Enter Homestead at door 26. Either you or a parent or guardian may pick up the diploma, and IDs will be required. Please plan ahead to stop by on either of the dates listed below.
The last day for the FCCLA Coffee Bar in the morning will be next Thursday, May 25th. It will not be open during finals.
Prior to seniors finishing up their final days of their high school careers, HHS In Depth reporter Jaron Ellis caught up with a few seniors to reflect on some of their time here at Homestead and advice they would give to underclassmen.
With summer break almost here, it won't be too much longer until seniors graduate and move on to bigger things in life, such as college or even the workforce. Before their final days, some seniors chose to reflect on their time here at Homestead.
My favorite memory at Homestead has to be winning prom king my junior year. It was a very eventful night and a very good event, and a lot was going on. So,
my junior year for the soccer team, we ended up going to state and beating Noblesville in the regional final game at our own home field, and just like having everyone there, like the stands were full, and just having that amazing environment, being able to beat Noblesville, who was ranked #1, and then being able to go beat Carmel in the state final was probably one of my favorite memories.
Even with great memories along the way, some seniors would have done a few things differently if they were able to start their high school years over again.
If I started my high school career over again, it'd definitely be just stop procrastinating as much as I did. It's mainly just you don't want to have the homework pile up, and so I just need to complete my assignments when I needed to.
the only thing I might have changed is trying to meet more people. I value connections a lot, so I think it's important to meet as many people as you can just to maximize your opportunities. So that's probably the only thing.
For underclassmen or students just starting high school, the seniors have advice to make high school the best it can possibly be.
For those just coming into high school, I would say just getting involved with as much as you possibly can, because I was able to make a bunch of friends right off the bat just being involved in soccer and in track, and you just build these relationships that will last forever, and I just think getting involved is really important.
My best advice would definitely be to use school to become a better person. I know a lot of people just come to school and they're kind of just here, but we have so much to offer here, and there's so many good teachers with good knowledge. So I say ask questions and don't be afraid of becoming your best self.
If you see any seniors throughout their final days of high school, make sure to wish them well on their post-high school journey. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Jaron Ellis.
Thanks, Jaron. There is so much talent walking through the halls of Homestead on a daily basis. Some of these students play instruments in school as well as on their own time. HHS In Depth reporter Sophia Virgilio is in now to tell you about two Homestead students who decided to take their musical interests and talents to another level.
Two students here at Homestead, Cy Romani and Evan Caudill, are part of a jazz fusion and funk group called Intrepid Cat. Interesting name, don't you think? According to the band, ChatGPT came up with it for them. The five-man band has diverse talents, with someone on saxophone, drums, bass, piano, and the violin.
I play the saxophone, Evan's on drums, Colin Butler plays bass, Liam Campbell Carpenter plays piano, and Ethan Walker plays violin.
Contrary to what you might think, most of the band's performance is improvised.
A lot of times after we play the additional melody, when we go out in solo, it's all improvised. We don't write anything out in advance. Improvising, it feels really good because you just have this sort of freedom to do what you want, and it's kind of keeps you grounded, because one thing I like about music is that it's a way out from the rest of the world. And so when you improvise, you have to stay focused, and you can't really think about anything else. So it feels really grounding to just be in the moment and just play what you hear in your head. So playing bits of known melodies and stuff, it's a good way to connect with the audience, and it's just a tradition throughout jazz improvisation and just improvisation in general.
For anyone looking to form a band themselves, Cy has some solid advice on where to start.
Take every opportunity to play that you can. Form a group, even if you're not getting paid or it's a gig, just go to a friend's house and just play with each other. Go to local jazz jam sessions, at the Ruin. On Thursdays, they have a jam session, and Sweetwater has one every third Thursday, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to play with people if you just go out and look.
This Saturday, May 20th at 4 p.m., Intrepid Cat will be playing at Headwaters Park during Fort Wayne's Busker Fest. If you enjoy listening to live music, come on out to support them. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Sophia Virgilio.
Thanks, Sophia. With just 7 days left of school this year, final exams are now only 1 week away. HHS In Depth reporter Matthew Otten is in now to give you an overview of what you can expect and how to properly prepare for your ever-important final exams.
Starting next week, final exams will start for all students. If you haven't already started studying yet, now's the time to do so. Here are some helpful tips to help you prepare for final exams. Step 1. Start early and study often. It is not too late to start studying for finals. It is much better to study in shorter increments spread out over several days than to force yourself to sit for hours and review right before the exam. Create a study calendar that breaks up your studying into short, focused sessions and schedule your first session to start today. Step 2. Decide which of your finals need the most attention. If you really need to do well on a final, set aside 20 minutes a night, every night until the exam to go over the material. If you have a class where you know the material really well and are not concerned, you might just need to review 15 minutes every other night until the exam. Step 3. Take advantage of review time in class. Ask questions. Listen to questions that other students ask, or ask more questions. Step 4. Study your notes, but don't just reread them. Write yourself messages on your notes that restate what you wrote the first time and make sure to go over your homework and find the questions that you missed and make sure it won't happen again. And just a reminder that all students must be in attendance on final exam days. If a student happens to miss any final exam day, doing so will result in a 0 on the assessment or project. Also, no parent excuse, late arrivals, early dismissals, or absences will not be allowed on final exam days. Best of luck on your finals. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Matthew Otten.
Thanks, Matthew. Just an absolutely picture-perfect spring week for us in Northeast Indiana so far this week. But what's in store for the weekend?
Luke Ryan joins us now to give us that answer.
Thanks, Anthony and Sean. With all that nice weather in the 60s, 70s, and even low 80s, we were destined to have at least a little bit of rain. Today we will have a high of 77 with a drop-off overnight to 49 degrees, but keep an eye on the skies as there is a good chance for some rain later this afternoon. It looks like the start of the weekend will have to be indoors. On the bright side, Saturday should clear up to partly cloudy skies and a high of 67. Sunday will have a sudden increase in temperature back to the mid-70s along with sunshine. So will we see bad weather, or can we get lucky and see the sunshine again? I'll be back with that in a few minutes.
Thanks, Luke. Next in Down to the Wire, Graham DeWitt is in and will get us caught up on Spartan Athletics news over the last week.
Stick around. You're watching HHS In Depth.
Hello, Homestead. Here's this week's Club Roundup. French Club is going to meet today to have its annual bonfire from 6 to 8. Ping Pong Club will meet today in the cafeteria until 3:30. Students for Life will meet Tuesday until 3:15 in Mr. Tucky's room, room 503. Finally, Film Club will meet in room 614 next Tuesday after school. To get up-to-the-minute club updates and additional information, please check out the HHS announcements page on Canvas. For HHS In Depth, I'm Emily Adams.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Graham DeWitt. The postseason is underway for many of the spring teams, some of whom have already made it through sectionals. Let's start with the boys volleyball team, who made school history last weekend. Last Saturday, the boys volleyball team beat Columbia City in 3-1, winning their first ever sectional title in the newly formed sport. Ja'Cory Schneider and Kale Swagger both had 15 kills, and Brady Henline had 23 digs. Tomorrow they will travel down to Fishers to compete in regionals. The girls tennis team played their first round of sectionals last Wednesday versus Wayne, advancing in 5-0 domination. In singles, Macy Parker, Layla Kelly, and Caroline Stock all swept both sets 6-0. And in doubles, the two teams of Kendall Fry and Reagan Zillaw, as well as Grace Hansen and Elena Schilt, also swept each of their sets 6-0. The Spartans went into the match as heavy favorites, and their 5-0 win shows exactly why. And at the time of this recording, the girls' sectional tennis championship hasn't been played yet. The girls' track team also won their sectional last Tuesday. The meet was highlighted by first place finishes in the 3,200 meter by Addison Canablo, the high jump by Ellie Irwin, and the long jump by Anna Ream. They will be competing in regionals next week. The baseball team got a dominant 10-1 win at Blackhawk Christian last Tuesday. On the mound, sophomore Luke Reha threw a very impressive 9 strikeouts and did not allow a single hit in 6 innings. He and fellow sophomore Luke Nysonger, who also pitched an inning, combined for no-hitter on the night. When it came to batting, Alex Graver had an amazing game, going 3 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI. The boys will play tomorrow at Leo. We had 2 big college signings occur over the past week. First, last Monday, softball player Ava Mejia signed with Glen Oaks Community College. Then on Tuesday, soccer player Levi Holland signed to UIndy. Congratulations to both players. Congratulations to softball coach Tom Clegg, who picked up his 400th career win on Wednesday night over Angola. And finally, if you are interested in joining the girls' 2023 cross-country team and missed the mandatory call-out meeting, please contact Coach Wiss at the email shown here to receive important information about the program, the expectations for summer running, and the calendar. If you have any questions, contact Coach Wiss or Coach Behrens. Tonight, the boys golf team will begin day 2 of the 3-day Big Blue Cup tournament versus Carroll. Good luck to the boys as they compete against our rival. That'll do it for this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Thank you for watching, and Luke will have a final check of the weather when we return.
Next week, Naruto Hook brings you the end of the year recap with Miss Summers. This story and more next week on HHS In Depth.
With the end of our weekend, we will see some great pre-summer weather. Coming in on Monday with mostly sunny skies is a high of 73, and an increase on Tuesday up to 78. As we continue through the week, we will get the full sun on Thursday with a nice toasty 83 degrees. As we finish our school year, don't be afraid to get outside and take a walk in this awesome weather. Anthony, Sean, back to you.
All right, thank you, Luke, and thank you for watching today.
Good luck to all of our Homestead athletes and other performers in action this weekend.
Want to catch up with HHS In Depth beyond this news show? Check out our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Homestead Media for updates, recaps, and other short stories around the school.
Have a great weekend, and we will see you back here for the final time next Thursday.
And a day in advance, happy birthday, Sean.
Thank you, Anthony.